another one of my tomatoes. As you can see, the birds have been around a little bit. I know there is some tomatoes in here too. I just need to find them. As you can see, we have some flowers coming, so that means tomatoes eventually. Oh, there they are, at the very bottom. See, there's one. I'm sure there's more in there. I doubt there's any that are ripe because I put these two tomatoes in at the same time, and the other one's tomatoes are just green. I'm sorry I'm so clumsy. That's what happens when you get old. Okay, let's go see what else Grandma is growing. As you can see, this tomato is doing very well, producing lots of tomatoes down in here. And lots of new flowers coming in the future. So this should have a lot of good tomatoes for the next couple of months with no problem. Here's some more tomatoes over here. As you can see, there's quite a few ripe ones. I'm going to pick them this morning. And there's a bunch coming in right now that have not ripened. Quite a few bunches, as you can tell. This tomato plant is doing really well, and I'm really happy with it. Now let's go see what else Grandma has. Mr. Stripey. This is my second Mr. Stripey. I've had zero luck with this tomato plant. There's not one flower on here or a tomato, and this has been in here for months. Needless to say, this is my last Mr. Stripey. I'm going to give it another month or two, but it's probably going to get pulled out. It isn't doing anything. And here is the name of this tomato, and I would call this a winner. I don't know if they were supposed to be small tomatoes or just large producers' tomatoes. I'm going to say they're the perfect size for me. They're like slicers, and they're not too big. And as you can see, I have some ripe ones in here. Let's see if I can get down here and show you them. I'm going to pick the two ripest ones for my daughter today and drop them off as I'm going to work. As you can see, there's loads of tomatoes that are ripening up. And there's lots more tomatoes that are just starting out. I would call this a winner. We've already been picking tomatoes off of this particular tomato plant for at least a month. And the great thing about it, it seems like I get 2 or 3 tomatoes ripe at the same time. And so you never have an overabundance of tomatoes where you have rotting and you can't keep up, but consistency perfect with this tomato. This one I will try to buy again next year because it's perfect. It's a constant tomatoes ripening, but not too many at one time. I can always count on 2 or 3. There's really 3 here that are almost ripe, 2 that are perfectly ripe. So I will probably pick the 2 that are perfect for my daughter, and I may pick the 3rd, I don't know, or I'll wait one more day for it. This has been producing about a year, around the clock. It produced every month for the last year. So this is a really good producing plant. It looks a little tired. It did better in the winter for some reason here, and that's fine to have something you can come out and eat in the winter time. So I'm not complaining. And it's still producing. It's not dead or anything, and it looks reasonably healthy. So I've been really happy with it. And this is the same plant, but it's too much in the shade and it's not doing as well. They were planted at the same time. They're exactly the same age. So there's something wrong. I assume it's not getting enough sun. Even though they're side by side, this one gets more sun. I don't know what's going to happen. Neighbor just added a new wooden fence, meaning less sun in my food production garden. But I'm not complaining. We have a little more privacy now, and this, of course, goes all the length of the, well, not the whole property. Because believe it or not, my backyard goes into 3 neighbors' yards. So I have part of a block wall, now part of a wooden fence and chain link down at the end. You know, Grandma's got an interesting garden to look at. More strawberries in Grandma's yard. You know Grandma loves strawberries. And let's see. That doesn't look like too great there. Well, we'll have to wait and see if oh, here's some. There's some lettuce growing in here and some new strawberries here at the bottom. The ones at the top I think are pretty well done. They've been producing quite a while. Well, I don't know what happened to this. I had it, if I can get it, show you on the picture here what happened. There was a carrot in there, and I don't know what happened to that carrot thing at the top, the leaves. I don't know what happened to it. It was right in here. You can see the little green, it's hard to hold this tablet and show you at the same time. That's what that was connected to. We'll have to wait and see if we get a carrot now. I don't know what happened. It's doing just great until this morning. And I am growing corn. Some of it's doing really well and some of it's not. This over here looks like I might be able to pick that pet ear of corn pretty soon. It's looking pretty big. And these are doing okay too. I already have a recipe ready for this corn whenever I pick it. You know, I always like doing from garden to table, and so I'm going to do that pretty soon. Here I have some more tomatoes coming up. And you can see I have lots of flowers, so I will have a lot of good tomatoes here. And this one was called large cherries. I don't know what that means exactly, because they're still pretty small. But we will see. This one looks a little sad. I don't know. I transplanted it. I don't know if it worked or didn't. It looks like it's ready to die. I'm going to just leave it alone. The bottom leaves look really green, so maybe I just need to cut off the top, but I'm going to wait. I don't want to mess with anything. Here's another tomato, and I don't know what the name of it is because its tag is missing now. But anyway, oh, maybe I found it. And this is a cherry tomato. It does have some flowers coming, or it was. Looked like that one just fell off. So I don't know if it's doing good or not. It should be getting plenty of water and sun out here, so I don't know what the problem with this. I think this is my Cherokee Purple. It's looking just fine. I grew one of these last year, and it was one of my favorite tomatoes. Now, I don't know how this one's going to do, so, you know, everything is a try and see what happens with me. But I have a lot of flowers on here, as you can see, so I am hopeful that this one is going to do great. I know the one I had last year was one of my favorite tasting tomatoes. It never turned purple. It was a different color of red. But, you know, I'm not complaining because it was an awesome, awesome tasting tomato.